What's going on, guys? Krahu here, and today I have some unsettling news. This was bound to happen. I am really just disappointed to a very high extent. EA could have prevented this from happening if more resources and more viable options were given to the developer of fucking Medal of Honor. That's it. Medal of Honor is done. Medal of Honor is done at least for like 5 or 6 years, or God knows even then if they will release anything new. So the word came in yesterday, and it was only a matter of time, really, that EA is taking Medal of Honor out of rotation. Out of yearly shooter rotation. And what does that mean? Well, Medal of Honor, you may think to yourself, Medal of Honor is not going to be released for another year, or for 2 years max, and then they're going to release this awesome game. No. When a company says that they're taking a game out of rotation, that means that all the resources for at least like the next 5 years or even more will not be devoted towards that title. Now, I will be the first one to agree that this game needed improvement. It did. But for God's sakes, if it was given a standing chance, if it was given patches, it would have been a great game. Some people ask me, Krahu, why don't you play Medal of Honor Warfighter as you used to? Because I fucking don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at the potential that this game had. It's still a great game. But I feel exactly as I felt in this game. Absolutely hopeless. I felt literally absolutely hopeless. You will see the final score at the end. You will compare my final score to my team versus the enemy team. Now, I figured my team wasn't doing this bad, but it was an annihilation. I tried to do the best that I can. I jumped on Medal of Honor Warfighter for 20 minutes to record a gameplay so that I could talk over and say some stuff that I have to say. EA single-handedly destroyed one of the best franchises out there. It all started with Medal of Honor 1 for me for the PS1. I still have the old disc somewhere in my closet or whatever. Then the reboot 2010 promised, fantastic multiplayer and this rebirth of Medal of Honor franchise and competing with Call of Duty. EA was so into competing with Activision that they went all out on these, whole advertisement campaigns, super realistic military shooter versus arcade-ish Call of Duty, that they missed the complete point. Let the developers do what they do best, which is develop video games. Give them all the resources. Don't cut back on costs. I have the utmost respect for people that designed Medal of Honor Warfighter. Really, because I've seen what it takes with, limited amount of supply, with fucking a knife right there next to their throats. EA knife, telling them, if this game fails, there's gonna be some firing we're gonna have to do. And try and design a game like that. It's an unhealthy environment. Medal of Honor Warfighter came out just as Black Ops 2 was coming out, and the only sole focus of this title was to compete with Call of Duty. Why? Why is EA so set to fucking compete with Call of Duty, especially when Medal of Honor just had its rebirth a couple of years ago, in 2010. Call of Duty has been around since 2003. It has been having record-breaking sales. Let Medal of Honor settle in its place. You have a fucking Battlefield to compete with Call of Duty. This could be your staple child that competes with Activision and Call of Duty. Leave Medal of Honor the way it's supposed to be. Let it gain ground. Let it gain momentum. And then you can think about, some sort of competition. You can't just let, a 2-year-old child drive, a car, because you know how that's gonna end up, in a car crash. And that's pretty much what it is. So two titles were released. 2010, which sold quite well, 5 or 6 million copies, but the multiplayer was completely half-assed. It was basically a test ground for Frostbite 2, to test Battlefield 3. Then Medal of Honor took Frostbite 2, and it had even more bugs and glitches on the console, which I completely don't know why they just can't stick to their own engine. The same engine that they used for the campaign of Medal of Honor 2010. So they're taking all these things that EA is shoving down their face and they have to make it work. And some of the things that I've seen are never going to be fixed. Because this game is simply doomed. That's it. There's no more Medal of Honor. We're not going to see Medal of Honor for at least 4, 5, 6 years maybe. And maybe not even then. Maybe some other shooter is going to come out from EA. Now, will EA sell Medal of Honor rights to somebody else? I doubt that. I highly doubt that. They're going to clinch to that just to be dicks. Just to be dicks. Not enough resources were given into this game. And that's how it ended up. So, it was fun while it lasted. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave your comments in the comment section below. And yeah, see you guys next time.